Wow. All rise, order in the court. Happy, what the hell is today? Wednesday? Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah, I know. We missed one day, and now I can't remember what day of the week it is.
Officer Porkchop, we're coming to hang out with you.
Well, it's not too crazy bad
not.
here today because it's a little overcast. We had tons of rain last night.
Well,
So
we didn't get any rain, unfortunately. But like the AC, it's so weird just hearing the AC kick on for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes and then shut off. I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful.
Finally,
right.
A little bit of a break. Go and check what my light bill was. I was like, oh God.
I didn't want to know.
Oh, God. It was worse than I thought, but that's okay. That's all right. It'll be good.
Well, September's just around the corner.
You know, you decide, why not? I'll make a doctor's visit yesterday, spend all my money on antibiotics.
Just for fun.
Why not? Just for fun. So sorry, guys, that we missed yesterday, but, things happen. But that's all right. We're back at it again, Creed, with a TPO. But this one's a little bit different. They've already got the TPO in place. They got the 12-month TPO.
Oh, okay. So not just a temporary because somebody filed.
Right. The petitioner, he's ready to make it permanent, which isn't really permanent. It's just an additional 3 years. But the respondent says, no, we want this thrown out because he didn't do anything but tell a bunch of lies in the last one. So it's going to be an interesting thing. One person's trying to get it all thrown out. The other one is trying to get for 3 years. So it's going to be up to Judge Beatus to come up with a decision on this. So it should be interesting. See what tactics they take. When love is gone, TPOs is all you got.
Well, let's do it. Jump into
No, you are.
Just the grandmother is here. My mom is here.
Okay, she's going to need to be in a separate room. She cannot sit in the hearing at all until she is called in as a witness. She needs to be in a room where she cannot hear any of the testimony going on today.
Okay. All right. I can go in another room.
Okay, thank you. And please close the door.
You're welcome.
Close the door as you leave. Thank you.
All right, let me explain to both parties. You're here on two motions.
Junior.
The petitioner has a motion for permanent order, which basically means a 3-year order. It's not technically permanent at this point. And the respondent has filed a motion for reconsideration.
Is that just one long strand of hair right there? Is that what I'm seeing, Darren?
I believe so. It's like a rat tail, but in the front.
Yeah, it's like a front rat tail. That's okay.
Good to see everybody.
Thank you. Motion for
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you for all the well wishes and stuff. I'm feeling okay.
Better.
I got other problems today, so but yeah, why not? But thank you for all the well wishes, guys.
If I get a chance to catch up on my eBay stuff, or at least everybody blast. Oh, he's probably at the casino.
Well, they know you're a baller, bro.
That's right. No, whenever I get a chance like that, I get caught up on all the eBay stuff that I lack in doing because we're here so much. It happens.
Reconsideration has to do with the underlying order. I'm going to hear that first. I did not hear your original 12-month case, I don't believe. So it's going to kind of be fresh, but I need to find out what that motion is about first. Both motions have been properly served, it appears, by law. So we can hear both today. Each of you have the burden of proof under the law by preponderance of the evidence. That means the greater weight or more likely than not. If you do not meet that burden, then
Creed also worked on his computer for over 2 hours with Grotto yesterday, and things are just slightly different. So I got to get back to finding.
Oh, there it is.
Proper things are such. Allie B from Tennessee. Make a good choice.
Thank you.
I cannot grant your motion at all. So please understand that. I realize our staff has alerted me to the fact that you have an order or you have a case pending with Judge Heydrich. Is that a divorce case?
It's custody, Your Honor.
Okay, custody case. Okay, were y'all married at one point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, and Okay, who originally under the divorce had primary custody?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay.
I had physical custody.
Okay, that's the main thing. Usually it's joint legal and then one party has physical. Okay.
We had joint custody. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and under the protective order issued previously in this case, that was transferred to the petitioner, Mr. James. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, if you will, tell me why you're asking this court to reconsider the order that was entered previously in this case.
Yes, Your Honor. The petitioner put a lot of faulty information in his original order. So I'm just going to kind of go in order of what I have here. I do have evidence of the call logs. He's been saying that the child was abandoned at the police station. I did call the petitioner several times. I did enter that for evidence because I began to have insomnia, and I was calling him to let him know that I needed him to get the child because I was going through mental health crisis. So as I said, the call logs have been entered. He was also supposed to get the child for his birthday, and he never does get him for his birthday. I don't even know if he usually celebrates it. As far as I know, he never has. And this was his actual weekend to pick the child up at the police station. So that's why we were there.
Well, so far so good. Sounding for her anyways, because now tall guy sounds like an ass.
The whole thing with the mental issues and insomnia and that kind of thing, that's not good for anybody involved, particularly her.
Hell, I listen, trouble with sleeping, insomnia will make you
make you kind of crazy.
Right.
This will make you crazy too. I will golf for Lisa with a hundo megaluya into PP. Thank you.
Awesome. Lisa, thank you. Regina.
Regina. Thank you.
Wait, Regina or Christy or both? I don't know. All of you. Here, have a hallelujah.
Crystal Regina?
Is it a crystallized Regina?
I don't know. I need more.
Thank you, guys.
So the petitioner was using his right of refusal, which he often does use. There's even been a time where I kept the child for a whole month and he didn't see him at all on his request because of COVID. I did also submit that I was in the hospital on the day that you all actually had court for this case. That paperwork has been submitted. Right now with the order in place, I can't go to church. And I feel like that's important to me. The petitioner put that I was schizophrenic. I'm not schizophrenic. He's basically just trying to weaponize my mental disability, which is one of the reasons why I left the relationship. He has been known to be verbally, emotionally, and psychologically abusive, and he's admitted to that. I submitted that for evidence as well, I believe. Basically, what has happened is that he's taken the child and refused to return him. He was supposed to do supervised visits because we did have another defects case by me going to the police station. And I reached out to Mr. James several times about doing the supervised visits. He never followed up with that with defects. And then he didn't allow any contact with me from the child. I was calling, trying to see how.
Gary, thank you, Two Bones, and Toby, thank you as well.
Gary, Toby.
I think we're getting ready. We're getting ready for the Nutty Professor to say this, Mikey. This is what I'm thinking. I could be completely wrong. I think he's going to say because of her mental capacity and because of this and that and this and that, I kept the kid for a while.
If you notice, he is just looking off into distance. He doesn't give a crap about what is being said. By the way, that was Regina sending over our personal Georgia attorney, by the way.
Regina,
the 10. You. And if I'll have to go and check over on, and they call me Rose just hit us with 5 as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yeah, no, seriously, if he's riding down the road like that, he's gonna dent the top of the car. It's gonna have like a cap in the top of it.
How his day was going, and he's basically just been really keeping the child from me. We had come to court previously because I think we went 5 or 6 months without any contact with Mr. James and without me seeing the child.
Oh, Miss K, that happened to me one time. A little condo down in Myrtle Beach, and it was bad. It was very bad. The whole my whole place needed. They were gone. I woke up to just a stream of just water just from the 3rd floor. It was bad. I hope yours isn't as anywhere
That's
near
crazy.
that giant hole in the roof. It had just the ceiling in it.
So that's been a ongoing issue. The petitioner put that I caused him to get an eviction notice. I submitted that he had an eviction notice. I don't believe he was evicted, but it is in the system on Odyssey that he had an eviction notice before this event ever happened. It states it was in December of 2021. Let's see, I already said that he's presented faulty information. He said that the child was with his grandparent, which is really confusing for the child because he's calling people the grandparent and the godmother, and they're of no relation. My child has never had godparents. My mom is the only grandparent that he has, and
who is he? I'm confused. Who's he calling grandparents? Like people that are related to Nutty Professor? Or?
Well, she said the godmother was being called grandparents. I mean, that doesn't really matter who he calls what. I mean, as long as you're not calling nobody mommy. You know, you have a million grandparents and aunts and things like that help.
If that will give you a holiday. Is that I guess that's kind of a bad. That's kind of sad in a way, I guess. If you're
it's terrible. You don't want that.
No,
it's confusing.
The petitioner has a father that lives in New York, and those are his only 2 grandparents.
Damn Yankees.
I'm asking as well for modification so I can go to talk to my son's teacher. I am an educator, and I want to be able to know what's going on with him at school.
Thank you, Chuck.
And how he's doing, and even if something happens with him, like be able to talk to the school nurse. I want to be able to support my child, with positive behaviors. The only thing I've ever told him is
Allie B with 5.
On them 5.
Thank you. By the way, members only. We're doing it 5:30 tonight. We got a case channel, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do something we haven't done in a long time. We're gonna watch some first appearances.
Yeah.
Some of the wacky first appearances that we get. So I'm gonna watch some of those, I think, tonight.
Love it.
Is that I love him and that I care about him. And just to discuss any negative behaviors that he may do, because he is only 8 years old now. I did take a parenting class as well, Your Honor. I submitted that for evidence to help my son with his behavior issues, and he needs a behavior plan to be created, which I've been trying to work on that for the longest time. But I want to be able to get that done with his teachers. I have my compliance letters to show that I've been doing my treatment, and the child was taken from his custody. I actually don't know where the child is at this time.
Ooh.
They said they were going to close the DFACS case, but I don't have any evidence that the DFACS case has been closed. But the child was taken from Mr. James' custody for abuse and neglect. And with some of the findings, I was informed that he's denying the child food as a form of punishment. Makes him write sentences, and all that is not good for him, coming from an educator's perspective and as
or just as a human being, maybe perspective as well. Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't
huge accusations coming through here. It seems like now the kids with fringe relatives, ones that are barely relatives. That's not good. And they're talking about the kid acting out. He needs to go on this, that, and the other. I'm sure he is if he's going through all this, bouncing around.
Mystic Lady, from what I understand, I believe he had the child for a long time.
Yeah, she had issues. So went from, and he got the TPO against her, and then he had the kid, and then now it's having to go to someone else because of all the stuff that's going on. So this kid's really bouncing around. That's really, really bad. That's wrong.
Those are some pretty good accusations.
As a fellow parent, it's not good for him to deny him food or, do some of the things that he's doing. There's other ways to discipline the child. And then he's also putting his hands on him, and he's not supposed to do that. So I'm just really concerned about my son. My son doesn't like the supervised setting. He wants his mom. He's told me he wants to come back with me. He wants to be back in his room. He wants his things at home. So a lot of what the petitioner is saying is going against what the child needs and what he's saying he wants.
How old is the child now? Excuse me for interrupting.
He's 8.
Okay.
He just turned 8 on July 9th.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. I know it's a lot. He's been missing his therapy appointments. And at this point, it's really important that he goes to his therapy appointments. The child does. He needs to have consistent sessions with his therapist. I have consistent sessions because we did have domestic violence, a lot of arguing and fighting that was not easy to tolerate. So our son does need like a trauma-based therapy. He's been ripped from the home at this point. And then his dad has also been hitting on him. So he really needs to make sure that he's doing his therapy. If there were any way that you could order for us to do some kind of family counseling, I feel like we really need that because we need to be on.
Bros, 5 more. You guys are absolutely making it rain on the memberships, and we appreciate it so much.
Good stuff. This is the mother was only getting supervised visits throughout this thing. We haven't heard from the dad, but everything she's saying is convincing me that the kid needs to be maybe back over with her, but he could come back here in a second and tell us some stuff about her that's going to be just rocking our world.
I have a feeling he's going to. I hope, because again, what she has said against him at the moment,
the food stuff and things like that, that's just complete scumbaggery. If those the case, he needs to not be able to see the kid anymore.
I also hate to point this out, but the kid has been removed, I believe, from his place. So there's that.
A lot of stuff going on.
The same page. That's all I've ever wanted for us. But it's like we're unable to get on the same page, and I don't understand why. I feel it's for the best interest of the child that he knows that he's supported and shown love from his family. And his dad has really been isolating him. Like through the visitation, he won't allow anybody that my son wants to see, his cousins, his uncles. He won't allow anybody to see him. He's just isolating him. And I know that's probably very hard on my son because he's already said, during the time that the DFACS case was open, he said that, and this is all recent stuff. I don't know what.
We don't have the child here to testify.
Also, FYI, and thanks to the chat, the DFACS that she keeps talking about. So that's basically for the CPS, right? In Georgia, I believe is what everybody was saying. So just FYI, just so you know.
The child's too young to testify, and I don't generally allow children of that age to provide any testimony at all. So please do not refer to what the child may have told you. That goes for both parents. I can't hear that.
Okay.
This is between the parents. Children of that age do not get to decide where they're going to live. Once you're in court,
right,
then it's the court's responsibility, mine and Judge Heydrich's, to determine short-term and or long-term custody of this child.
Yes, Your Honor. I just know that he's, being isolated from his family in general.
Did you have any evidence or documents you wanted to present?
Okay, for that. And Veronica, making good choices today, Veronica. Thank you.
To the court.
I have from Nia's place the denial. I could get that. I didn't know that I would need it, but
Did you, I didn't know if you had filed anything with did you file anything with the clerk's office for this hearing?
I did file evidence, Your Honor.
Okay, then if you want the court to see it, you have to tell us what it is, and the staff will pull it up so we can all see it.
There's other premature things that could be happening. Deanna,
could be way worse.
I'm happy that it's just that.
Yeah, this is just a sticky. This is a real. She said she's an educator, by the way. I didn't, I'm looking at him. I'm thinking school teacher too, and I look at him.
Well, he's got that. Yeah, he's definitely got.
He's got that school teacher look.
Like Roxette says, he's got the look. And she, so far with her again, not making any assumptions yet, because everything always changes, right? Whenever we do that prematurely. But she admitted to her issues. She admitted to.
She's been real forthright about it, so she's not trying to keep anything back. And again, with the inclusion of Mia's place, she talks about that. That's where she was having to go and see the kid and everything. So now with him withholding the kid, which I guess is because he doesn't really have it right this moment, it's scary. Kid's got to be scared to death, man. This is a bad situation.
Be interesting to hear his side for sure.
Okay, so we can do that. Because I was basically finished. The only other thing is that our child.
That's why I was asking you if you had anything you wanted me to see.
Yeah, the call logs. I sent the call logs.
All right, just give them a minute to pull it up.
And I tried to submit everything in order.
Oh, Hercules.
Ms. Broom, did you find the exhibit labeled as such?
Ms. Broom, please.
Judge, I think this may be it. Is this it now?
It's not
There we go.
Yes, those are the call logs when I called.
What is the purpose of this?
Their phone number
document?
screen?
Yeah.
This is just the evidence that I did reach out to Mr. James before going to our pickup spot, which is the police precinct.
All but
I reached out to him because I was going through a mental health crisis. I had gone through insomnia, and whenever I have insomnia, that's a warning sign for me. So I did call Mr. James to let him know that I needed him to get the child, and this was his weekend to get the child.
Okay. All right, let me explain. We're not going to retry the case from almost a year ago. Okay, you're asking this court to reconsider an order that's already 11 months old.
I'm just letting you know that I never got to submit the evidence, so I do have the evidence submitted.
Okay, we're not going to retry the case. You have to show the court why it should be reheard before we'll start looking at evidence.
So
that would.
And
this is kind of interesting.
You got two things going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Hers is trying to get the in place 12-month,
right,
basically reversed,
right,
taken away.
Right.
He's trying to get the 12-month that's in place turned into a 3-year, which is they calling permanent, but it's not permanent. 3-year TPO.
I can understand showing up thinking that you kind of are going to, in a way, retry the case to show. But I think that what we're actually looking for is evidence to furthering that, as far as, did you break that? Are you still doing, the things beforehand? Right. I think
she's trying to disprove everything he presented in the first case, when the very first time they come in for the TPO, which was granted.
Right.
She's trying to refute that everything he said and did was just not true.
He's trying to
disprove everything, and again, I think that's a tough one. I mean, if Regina is still around, she can assert to how difficult it is, because you're going to have to convince the judge. She's trying to prove, it was wrong for it to be basically put in place in the first place. It shouldn't have been.
That's over with, though. That's
wrongly
done and over with.
That's why she's back here. Yeah, but that's why she's back here right now, because she feels like it was wrongly entered, I guess.
And I understand showing up and expecting that, but the judge is saying, no. This is now we need to find out why this needs to be extended. What is done is done. We can't change.
Yeah, I think she's just running her head against the wall on this one.
Yeah,
it's just what I think.
Stephanie, hello. Jay from Michigan. Lovely to see you. Good to see you guys. So this is an interesting case. We haven't heard from him yet. I would imagine he's on deck.
I have.
Case.
Okay, with my filing, I did submit my discharge paperwork that you were looking for last time that proves that I was in the hospital. So maybe you want us to see that. That was filed with my
Judge Edgerton heard your case. I didn't.
Judge Dude was in charge of
this. I wasn't there.
Okay. Judge Edgerton heard this case and entered the 12-month order. It was not me.
I understand.
She wasn't there at all.
Something I asked you to do.
Well, it was someone else that I came to court with in June, and they told me that I needed to have evidence that I had been discharged from the hospital, and I do have.
Okay. All right, if you wish to
I
show
thought
me
it was you. I'm sorry, Your Honor. It was someone else.
Maybe it was. I don't
That's
know.
what I figured.
Yeah.
She's trying something that's going to be really hard to undo.
Remember all my cases.
Oh, especially because it wasn't even his. It was Judge Dude's deal on top of everything else.
How did you label that? Was it a DFCS letter?
That one was filed with my actual evidence when I put in the filing for the case.
So what's the name of it?
For the reconsideration, motion for reconsideration.
Yeah, we did hear that right, that she did not show up to Judge Dude's. That
doesn't help your case at all.
That's not a good look.
But I'm guessing because she was in the hospital.
Yeah, which she's saying, but...
Okay, well, okay, hold on a second here. What I'm looking at in the court clerk's file is that, ma'am, you filed a motion for reconsideration that was filed on September 13th.
Keyword try, dear.
Last year. And then Judge Edgerton on September 19th denied that motion. And then 2 days later, you filed a motion again for reconsideration. Is that correct?
Those did not include the evidence of that I was.
Is that correct that you filed it a second time after he had dismissed it?
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't have evidence at that time.
Well, you don't get two bites at the apple, as they say.
Yeah, Judge, this one is showing June 28th.
Yes, this is from June 28th.
That's interesting. That's what she's trying to do right now.
I guess I was just looking at the filing dates.
She said she attached it. She did a motion and attached her evidence to the motion.
Or he's 8.5 foot
the second motion, the one from September 20th.
Can't teach that.
Is that correct?
Motion for September 6, 2022. This one was filed on June 28, 2023.
Chris is not the biggest fan of Judge Dude.
Well, yeah.
Sounds that way. It sounds that way.
This is a third motion for reconsideration.
Third time's a charm, right?
I think so. I haven't counted all of them.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. What Kay's saying there, I think that's the biggest thing you guys got to think. But however, she did say that, didn't she say that she talked to somebody though at some point? But
anybody would listen to her apparently.
But you're right. Yeah, you get out of the hospital where she's saying she was when she missed the thing with Judge Dude. Then you take care of it, not when we're right up at the 11 month.
This order is up for expiration. I'm going to deny the motion for reconsideration. We're not going to retry a case that has less than a month to go.
Well, Your Honor, he's trying to make it for 3 years.
I have ruled that this court is not going to reconsider this case that is 11 months old.
He's done with it.
12-month order.
He's done with it.
I don't play him again. He said it from the beginning, and she's continuing. But
no more reconsiderations. We're going to go ahead now and get into the meat and potatoes of why this guy wants it to go on, which she should have just let it go in the first place. I mean, there's no reason to continue. Did
she bring this in, or did he for the the extension.
Who filed first is what you're saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do we know that? We
I
don't
don't
know
know.
that yet,
I
right?
don't know.
So that's boy.
And it's actually less than a month to go. All right. Next, I will hear the motion for permanent order filed by the petitioner. All right, sir, you can tell me why you want a permanent order, why you feel there's a need for it.
Nancy, true OG status, 2
2
years, and it feels like just
years.
a couple of weeks, doesn't it? I seriously, 2 years is it's incredible. We've been sitting here doing this stuff for 2 years, and you guys are still here. It's not
Can't
just
believe
Tim
it.
and I.
Just you and I.
Okay.
Excuse me. We'll take a moment and applaud the fact got some Super Mario Oreos. Are they better than the Lady Gaga ones that they made? My mom bought them from the Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree. The Gaga ones didn't go over so well, I guess. I don't know. They were worth something on eBay, though.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why I filed a petition for the extension on the restraining order is because Judge Heydrich does not have us on the docket to see our custody case. So with the restraining order ending September 5th, she can come and get the child at any time, which is putting Josiah in danger. She abandoned the child last year. She, under supervised visits, she has basically given him gifts and took those gifts back. I have allowed I have allowed his grandmother to attend those visits, and the grandmother has even took the gifts back from for his birthday party that they had at the supervised visit. So that is the reason why I'm filing for the extension on the restraining order.
That was just on hers wanting to basically rewrite history.
Because we got two things going on at once.
Now we're into his, which is of course again the extending this from
3 years.
3 years.
Also, prior to the restraining order, there was no calls made to me. I actually have text messages saying that see you at the end of the summer when school was ending of May 2022. So I was trying to get verification because I only had visitation at the time before the restraining order. So she basically said to me, see you at the end of the summer. I said, what does that mean? And she did not respond.
Pro tip, don't get addicted to trying to track down all the different Kit Kat flavors, the Japanese Kit Kat flavors. We got into that for a while, and it costs a lot of money. And we have that was when we lived in Myrtle Beach, and there was a ton of the It's Sugar places around, so we're paying like $11, $12 for a bag. But some of those Kit Kat flavors are pretty cool over the Japan.
Green tea.
It's not the green tea ones, because anything that tastes like tea to me is disgusting.
She also she had 2 birthday parties for him in the summer of 2022, and she attended both of them.
They took the child allegedly from him, I believe, is what the storyline is.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
We'll see. Well, I'm sure that Dick Foxworth is going to ask.
She abandoned the child July 14th after his birthday. So she had 2 birthday parties for him and then abandoned the child at the police precinct, which was that Thursday. She has not been to a church in a few years. I've never ordered her to do the supervised visits. That was a court order through Judge Edgerton because he heard our case. She does know his godmother, which is Miss Butler. She attends our church. We both know her for over 10 years. So she's saying that she is no family to us. Well, she is like family to us because she is well aware of the case, and not only that, she's very close to Josiah. Hold on 1 second. She was not consistent with therapy when she had Josiah, the custody. I have been consistent with taking Josiah through his therapy sessions. Also, Ms. Butler, who is his godmother, has been attending those therapy sessions and been heavily involved. He even had more therapy sessions since he's been in my custody due to the restraining order, because his behavior has dramatically changed since he's been with her.
No, you guys are completely wrong. Stop with that talk about ketchup chips being the best. That's not right. They're okay. But
so she denies that she abandoned the kid at the police department. That should be easily proven, right?
I would.
How is that not easy to prove? There's got to be like a police report and everything else.
I'm kind of shocked. Going back quite a bit, I was really thinking that he kind of swooped in at the right time because of her mental health and kind of took it upon himself to take.
I mean, I was questioning her mental health for having 2 birthday parties for an 8-year-old. I hate having 1 birthday party for an 8-year-old. Damn kids run around acting a fool. I have to question her mental ability on that.
I mean, I would like to know, how did she abandon him necessarily, or the child, as they say it? No, you gotta find that at like the touristy sugar stores, if you will. I don't really see them out and about.
Five Below every once in a while will have
once in a while. Five Below. I'll tell you another one is the World Market. Sometimes too, we'll have them. Man, they're expensive, I'm telling you. But some of them are interesting to try, though.
I have a letter from the director of the school saying that his behavior has changed. So we're trying to keep those therapy sessions as we're trying to keep them up to date, and as much as we can. We attend all the supervised visits. We have not missed one.
Yeah, all dressed is a million times better than ketchup chips. All dressed is very good.
Any chip I can dip in cheese is my favorite chip.
If I'm unable to take him to a therapy session or a supervised visit, Ms. Butler is on the approval list to drop him off and pick him up for those therapy sessions and the supervised visits. Also, I submitted to the courts today a letter from the pediatrician stating that he is in better care with me since his behavior has changed since he's been with me. The pediatrician has seen her behavior and his behavior, which was a total concern for the pediatrician. She has not been compliant with the pediatrician to get Josiah seen for other tests to be done about his behavior. And we have took the necessary protocol to get him checked out due to what has happened with the traumatic experience that he has been with her. And she did not call and leave me a message on July 14th when she abandoned him at the precinct. The police actually called.
Amy, thank you. Hallelujah.
Sadly, Judge Dude was doing TPOs yesterday, and sadly, I was unable to be there to record any of them. So I did not get any Judge Dude. Probably a whole nother week before we get any Dude. I do apologize.
So sorry.
Me, because to come and get the child. And how they were able to call me. She had to call his auntie in Alabama to get my number because she erased my number out of his phone.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, the 8-year-old child has a phone?
Yeah, he had a phone since he was 6 years old, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I was totally against that, but she got
humble
him a
brag
phone anyway. She would use the phone as a form of harassment, calling me hours of the day when he's trying to sleep.
Kirnoff, this year's the judge. And that the other 2 people are right there.
You're caught up.
Good to go now, Kirnoff. Welcome, buddy.
And not allowing him to even spend time with me when the when the visitation was going on. She would interfere with that. So she would use the phone as a form of harassment. Also, she used the police as a form of harassment by doing child checks. So we would be having dinner and we would get at least 3 to 5 child checks during the week. So she was using that as a form of harassment. I also
3 to 5 times they're checking in. Is that what he's saying? Or is this a
Child,
different?
I'm not completely sure what he's referring to when he says child checks.
They are pseudonym.
Maybe we'll get a better explanation of what that is. I'm not really sure what a child
If
check is.
If it is truly like a CPS situation, checking.
Oh,
in
that would
3 to
be
5, that's
crazy. Maybe it's an app or just a check-in. Like, I don't know.
Wegmans.
Interesting.
Wegmans. I hope that someday, if you've never walked foot into a Wegmans, that you get to someday. To the rest of you.
submitted a letter from my leasing
Okay.
leasing office
Okay,
stating
sir.
that.
Sir, let me,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but let me explain a couple of things. I can't look at letters sent by people. That's what's called hearsay.
No,
You're
it's
not-
a witness
Sir,
affidavit.
Sir.
No, it's a witness affidavit.
Okay,
Sir.
sir, guess how
Okay.
long
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time, sir. Affidavits are not admissible.
Got to be there
They're
in person.
hearsay. They're not here to be cross-examined.
It's there or
I
nothing.
can't accept any letters or affidavits from anyone. The same as I said, I can't accept
Okay.
what an 8-year-old child tells both of you. Man, please put your hand down. This is his turn. Okay, go ahead, sir.
He is also
Foxworth just a little bit irritated with this one.
He had a case right before this one where he was very having to tell the guy he was about to just cut off the entire thing and it would go till next month. So yeah, he was very angry right before this one. So he is not a very happy camper. He's not putting up.
been traumatized over the past few years when the police and
Okay,
the
sir,
ambulance.
Again, I apologize. Let me tell you what I'm here to do.
Okay.
It's not to hear anything that occurred before you got your 12-month order.
Okay.
Only what has happened since the 12-month order that leads you to believe that this child is in some kind of danger. That's it.
Colin,
What has happened since the filing of the 12-month, since the granting of the 12-month order that leads you to believe that upon expiration of this order, that there's some danger to the child, and that is the basis.
I'd like to point out we're 24 minutes in, and we're just getting to what we're here for.
yeah, I mean it's
right.
definitely a lot of. I mean, he's thrown out a lot of stuff.
He's given them a lot of time to talk about their other stuff.
Can I also point out we're 23 minutes in, and we've been on for 42 minutes.
Yeah, so
It's going to be a long day.
stop talking, Creed.
Of the need for a permanent order.
Well, Your Honor, she has shown up to the school unannounced.
When was this?
This was in May of this year.
Okay.
Yes, it was in May of this year. She showed up to the school saying that I was abusing the child, and I was not abusing the child. I was disciplining him by spanking him because of something that he did at school. The counselors was aware of the situation. They knew that that I disciplined him, and she used me spanking him and left a mark on his arm. So defects got involved. The defects spoke to the counselor at the school. They spoke to me and spoke to Josiah. Josiah was removed from the home and given to the godmother, which is she's a part of the safety plan.
Okay.
She said there was no godmother though, or godparents, if I'm not mistaken.
And again, this is the lady that he's basically saying is like a family member. I'm not a huge fan of spanking. People get carried away sometimes with spanking and things like that. And he said there was a mark on the kid's arm from the spanking. I don't know if that's because he was holding on to the kid or whatever, but that's not good. And that's the reason why he was taken out of the home, because of this disciplining action and the mark on the kid's arm. So we were all wondering why he was taken. That's it. There it is. He's out.
Yeah.
The defects did not find any evidence towards the case. Matter of fact, when I mentioned the restraining order to DFACS, they did not give me any documentation that evening or even throughout this period.
Where's
So,
the child now?
the child is with the godmother.
And how many months has that been? I do remember I did hear part of this case back in February.
Yes.
So some of this is coming back about the birthday parties and the mark on the arm.
Yes. So, but there's no evidence. So
the child is with the godmother right now.
the child is with the godmother right now. I am allowed to see the child and spend time with the child and have the child. The defects case has been closed because there was no evidence found that I was abusing the child.
Well, why
took
is the child back with you?
Good question.
Now, what you said, why is the child not back with me? He is back with
Yes,
me.
sir. That's what
But
I asked. Where's the child now? And you said with the godmother.
Yeah, he's with the godmother. He's with me. We work together to take him to school and all of that.
Where does the child sleep at night? With the godmother?
He sleeps with the godmother, and then he'll sleep at home with me.
Why?
I want to punch you in the face right now for this question. Can you just answer the question, please?
Is he blinking both eyes at different times? It's like his eyes are blinking at different times. He's very. So why is the kid staying at the godmother's?
He's not. He's staying with him. Did you just listen? Jesus, get it right.
He's sleeping at both places.
Yeah, every night. Split it up. The god butter.
Best kind of butter there is.
Where is the damn child?
Oh, right now he's at school.
Okay. Do you have a copy of any release by DFACS that you wish to show the court?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. If you filed it with the court, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, I could send that over immediately.
No,
it's too late now.
No,
file any evidence. Beforehand.
Actually, if you want to, just wait until the 11th month to file anything.
No, I'll send that over post haste.
Right. At the
no problem.
And
yes, Your Honor.
Slow response.
When we went to court in June of
which court? This one or Judge Heydrich?
No, it was another judge that we went for a hearing. It was an emergency hearing that she filed for. And the judge at that time said for the child to stay with the godmother.
Is that why he's being so weird? Because the godmother and him are together? The same place, maybe? And he just doesn't want to say that in front of her?
I don't know, Valerie. That's a good point.
A lot of you said it in the chat. I
don't know.
I think you guys
allegedly.
Maybe
he's there to spend an intimate time together. Allegedly.
Because Josiah being transferred back and forth was too much on the child. So to let him stay until the custody case was solved.
She's watching a tennis match.
And y'all have not solved it in Judge Heydrich's court yet.
Yeah, Judge Heydrich has not seen the case because we met in April and she pushed it back to August, and we're not on the docket for August. And we don't know when we'll be on the docket. That's why I'm filing for the extension on the restraining order to keep Josiah protected, because he will be in danger if he does go back with her. I don't know if she would take him out of state. I don't know if she will harm him. Like that, I don't want to run the risk of him being hurt by him being in her presence.
Okay, and other than the abandonment, as you've alleged at the police precinct, what else? What other harm are you alleging has occurred?
When she would show up to the school, he would be afraid to go with her.
Allegedly.
No allegations. No allegations of physical harm, though, correct?
No. Josiah saw her at the school and was afraid she was going to take him away.
I think your video has gone off. We got another picture here.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yes. Josiah was at the school and he was afraid that she was going to take him away. Also, when he would go to the supervised visits, he would always come back mad or angry, upset, and not wanting to talk. So I don't know what is, there's supposed to be a mediator in the room with them, but Josiah is not calm. He is very agitated when he gets in the car. He doesn't want to, not that I'm forcing him to speak on what is going on with his mother, but his behavior definitely changes when he does see her. He acts out in school when he sees her.
What's she doing there all the
very
time?
upset and angry with her.
Is mom
So he does
always
not feel
around?
safe or feel comfortable because he is basically traumatized, and what keeps replaying in his mind about the police coming to the house, her being taken away in an ambulance. He's also upset now that his parents' birthday just passed in July, and she took the books that she bought for him back. So Josiah said to me, well, why would she buy the books and give them to me and then take them back?
I can't hear from the child. He's not here. He's too young. Okay.
Told you
Please,
that 10
both of
times,
you
No,
dude.
I have a text.
Both of you are cautioned. Do not tell me what the child has said. I can't hear it.
No, she has sent a text message, sir. She has sent a text message to Miss Butler stating that she would want whatever items he is not using back.
It's just being
Ms.
petty.
Butler is the godmother.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you file that text message with the court that I can see?
No, Your Honor. I can send it over,
Okay.
but
No. Mm-mm. Shut
All
the
right,
door on that.
she's also stating that I've been evicted from my residence, Your Honor. I have a screenshot of the lease for the 3 years that I've been there. Miss Connie is the office manager. She was there when she showed up that day, accusing me of abusing the child. I have a text message saying for me to call the office. The police was on the premises.
Okay, your screen is frozen.
Oh my God.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can now. Last word I heard was premises.
Hey, what's
You're
up?
Still frozen.
No, that's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, all right, ma'am. You wish to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. A lot of the allegations and stuff that he's talking about is all
Really are.
before the order was made. I do have, like I said, the evidence of the call logs, and he was also talking about the same things with the I have the hospital visitation. He was talking about something else. The eviction notice. I never said that he got evicted, but I do have that labeled with my evidence and his apartment number.
Very quickly, while I was out there. So the gifts that they were talking about, the taking back the gifts, I guess that was the books, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a kid, you're taking back the books, I'll be like, thank God. Maybe that's just her being either really weird or her being petty, like, oh, I don't want them books over at her house.
Or
these need to be back over me if they're gonna be at her house.
Third thing, the kid don't freaking read, and she wanted some cash. That's possible.
Yes, there's a hot market for used books, right?
Yeah, you know, you dump them for whatever you can. You go buy one bag of Japanese Kit Kats.
If you can pull it up,
or ketchup chips, either way.
It's 280 Northern Avenue. That eviction notice, it doesn't say that he was evicted, but he did get a notice in December.
Okay, well, if that's
again,
he's saying that I caused it, but
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna throw this out there, and every time I do, it backfires. But I don't see a lot of evidence as to what we're here for. Remember, I mean, we got to take all of this 32 minutes worth of what we've heard and narrow it down to, again, that you got to prove the certain things, that there's been abuse, or there's been, that you've messed up this TPO in the last 11 months in order, because again, he wants to extend this for an extra 3 years, right?
Yeah. So maybe the answers were in those books. Take a look. It's in a book.
But it's not true, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't care who caused it. Are you still living at 280 Northern Avenue, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The fact that it was an eviction notice and it got cleared up, is there an eviction pending in court?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Are
Your
you
Honor, I
paid
saw
up
he
on
was
your rent
behind
then?
on his cable bill.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's move on then, ma'am.
Time Warner was going to cut it off.
I do have a motion to modify, so I would be able to talk to his teachers. Like I said, I am a teacher as well, and I want to be able to communicate with my son's teacher about his behavior. As far as him misbehaving, he's been misbehaving. He's still misbehaving. I don't know if the petitioner submitted his report cards, but he still has ins and U's in conduct. And that's just how my son is. And I'm not going to say it's probably because of the divorce and other things. He just has those issues. A lot of the stuff he's saying, he's fearful to come to me. I don't know where any of that is coming from, because it's just something, it's just opposite of what I'm being communicated to, Your Honor, but I respect that you're saying we don't need to get that. Now, I do have the notes from the defects case that happened after the protection order. I do have that for evidence stating from defects everything that has been happening. If you wanted to look at that as well.
Yes, tell us how you labeled it, and we'll pull it up.
I honestly don't remember what the label is, but it's all attached in one. I think it might be D. I'm not sure.
I like that she's a teacher, and I just don't know if she could teach me anything. Oh, right,
Yes.
redacted stuff.
So that's what I gathered from defects. It's several pages documenting what all they're doing in the case, what's going on.
Hey, okay, ma'am, let me look at it.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Slow it
No
down.
problem.
I think there was an address.
The document will speak for itself.
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
don't need to tell me what it says.
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize.
Anything of any use?
No, I think we're good. We're all right.
I'm still trying to
Room,
figure
can
out
you
how we're
enlarge it
giving
just a little bit, please.
ins and U's as grades
Thank
these
you.
days.
Either that or I need to get some stronger glasses.
Does you need stand for you need to learn how to act?
Yeah, you can take that down.
In as in case you didn't know, you don't know how to act.
Okay, so this first page, ma'am, is what you told DFAX, right?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I need to see what DFAX has done at the end, not what somebody alleged.
That is the only page
Spoken
that I did.
glass.
Everything else, I believe, is from them. Because the first was a call from the abuse from him leaving a mark on his arm.
That'd be 8.
Him, he's looking for a lighter like I was last night when the dog was
Next
barking at me
page.
at 2 a.m.
Thought he was trying to open a bag of ketchup chips.
I was trying to find a backup lighter. Creed had to use matches from about 20 years
Thank
ago.
you, Your Honor.
I figured you were lighting it on the stove.
Bad, almost had poor toaster. I almost thought about bringing the toaster outside.
Oh,
I found my backup long lighters that I use for candles, though. So I found one. So
Right.
I got me a torch.
still works.
I don't know where I'd side on this one. To be
I don't
completely
either.
honest
It's
with
a
you guys.
bunch of rigmarole. What are you talking about, whispering, sir?
Yes, Bryce. They are not here today. They took today off as well. So this is just a premiere. Just so you know.
Okay, next page, please.
Hi, Bryce.
Bryce, how are you?
Mr. Bryce. Timothy Bush. Beer Bush. I almost think that's what I'd do. Just say, just get out of my court, please. Jesus Christ.
This is just out of hand.
Take care of your child, please.
Try again.
Congrats. Scottish last 4 months. Yes, of him fiddling around with shit in his car.
He looks a lot like Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah. Oh, there is that
Okay.
one. We forgot. Let's not breeze over that. There was that. There was the mark on the arm from the spanking.
And that was the whole reason he had the child taken away.
Right. So there is that.
Spanking him with a belt. I'm not a fan of belt spankings.
No, that's yeah. I mean, there's some.
The spanking was for kicking a kindergartner for hitting him. I would never spank a kid for that. I'd be like, he hit you and you hit him back. Good for you.
Stated that they get a spanking, a kindergarten hitting him, giving him spanking for his actions towards the young lady. It was a lady at school. It stated the reason for not having him is due to trying to leaving him at the police station alone. That really is a thing. Somebody said that in the chat earlier, by the way.
And it seems like the understanding of the police thing was she was taken away in an ambulance and he was then taken to the police station till the dad could come and get him.
It checked
not like you would abandon a newborn baby.
They checked for marks and bruises and they didn't identify a bruise on his left arm. That's what they were talking about. KH 6 feels like 9. I see.
Wow.
I see what you did there.
Works either way.
Can anyone tell me on this document where it's been redacted?
I believe that it's marked that the are any children extremely fearful. I believe it is marked as no.
It would appear so.
There, which is interesting.
Redacted that the child stated he feels safe in the household with, and then it says, then it's redacted.
I'm not sure, Your Honor, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure that means the dad.
Okay, I'm going to assume it's the petitioner, Mr. James, because it talks about his spanking for kicking a kindergartner.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. If the kid, I've always told my kids, somebody hits you, you hit them back.
A lady though,
she was no lady, Creed. She was a
lady kindergartner.
Okay, it says that the child understood why he was being disciplined.
Little girl super
and
kicked.
He understood that he was in the wrong. All right, next page, please.
Good luck with that, RLS. I saw it where Kay had said you got some stuff scraped out and everything. Yeah, stop with the chat. Just lurk and hang out. Don't
talk about that, please.
Double F.
I still feel like the dad's a teacher too, because the mom's humble bragged that she's a teacher like 3 times now.
Okay, next page.
Dad needs to quit smoking.
Oh, somebody just get hit? Beach lover.
Howdy. How's things at the beach? Beachy, I hope. Just
why did we not bring this stuff into it in the beginning? I don't understand why we're waiting till the redirect.
Should have been the first thing that we talked about.
Why did we not base the entire case over this as soon as we found out that we can't change history? I don't know.
We can't rewrite history.
Welcome.
Again, no personal information is provided. Thankfully.
Don't even try it, YouTube. Don't.
Doctor.
Okay.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who went off the air a long time ago to me.
dead to me for years.
There's only one doctor, and that was the curly-headed dude. That was on PBS, and I watched him all the time.
Okay, anything else in this document?
Maybe he's just looking for evidence.
Just the pages there, Your Honor,
Okay,
that I'm concerned about how he's denying him food and making him write sentences. And that's the part I'm concerned about. And him putting his hands on him because Mr. James is larger than I am. And my son is smaller than we are. And I'm just concerned about him putting his hands on.
Educational channel, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Kirdall, thank you.
I understand as far as him disciplining him, but we do have a court order through Judge Heydrich where there's not supposed to be any corporal punishment, which is why the petitioner had to take a class. But I don't know if he's going to not whoop him. He says that he won't, but I'm just concerned about him leaving marks and things on our child like that. I don't do that.
well, both of you are concerned about each other. And the child knows this. The child knows that both of you are fighting. And the child learns from y'all's behavior what's going on. That's why the child's up and down right now, probably.
Can we talk about chips again, please?
Confused, upset. I'm assuming that he loves both of you.
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Oh,
Sir, do you believe he loves both of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, y'all got to fix this. You've had DFACS, you've had this court, you've had Judge Heydrich's court, 3 different.
Very quick, because we're getting down to the nitty gritty to the end. It sounds like he's ramping up to give a little bit of a speech and then say, you two need to figure this out. That's my guess. I think it's a wash. It's going to end at the 12-month period like it's supposed to.
I would think it would just play, like you said, play itself out, and then let's start over again.
Let's start. Let's start. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that might actually be the best thing there. Let it end at 12 months. If you feel as if you need another one, let's come back again. Let's reset and do this right again the next time. That's what I'm thinking. You guys can put in a chat what you guys think. I think that's where it's going.
Different entities involved in taking care of your child.
They got an air fryer, boss.
Mm.
Air fryer now. We got an air fryer. It's a hilarious ad.
And that's not right. I mean, we're here to do it because we have to sometimes. But until the two of you get on the same page in your divorce, in the custody case. So when were you divorced? How long ago?
2021. March.
Okay. So a couple of years ago, 2.5
They were both very eager and happy to give that date, weren't they?
years ago, whatever. And I'm sure it's been off and on between the two of you ever since.
No.
And the more you keep it up, the more this child's going to suffer. All right. I'm going to eliminate this court. This order is going to remain in effect until September the 6th.
There it is.
I find that there's not been a preponderance of the evidence met by the petitioner to extend it to a permanent order. Judge Heydrich has this case. Both of you are under her authority as well. So I do not anticipate any future danger to the child, because if either one of you does, then you're going to be in serious jeopardy in front of Judge Heydrich. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, if she comes and gets him after September 5th and she has an episode that could further traumatize him, that is putting the child in danger.
Thank you. And one more sidetrack. They have microwave popcorn. It's caramel flavor.
Oh yeah.
Caramel?
But it's not like caramel-y. It's just the flavor.
Oh, so it's not like
gooey, ooey gooey goodness. Yeah.
I don't know what I think about that. That's but I know what to think about that. Thank you, Fred.
Fred learned that here, by the way.
It's not the ground also. when you're inside of a building or a house.
Sir, I do not have a crystal ball here.
Not only
Sir, I'm not going to argue.
We have a crystal here. If that's, we don't have a ball, but we have a crystal.
Me?
With you about my decision.
I'm not arguing.
You can go get all the legal advice you want to about the what ifs.
I'm not arguing.
Either party has the right to file future temporary protective orders, whether it's September 5th, 6th, 7th, or never. You have the right if something else occurs to file for a new protective order. Man, put your hand down. I'm done hearing both sides. I'm not modifying the current order. I'm not extending the current order into a permanent order. We are eliminating one of the courts that y'all have to deal with. You have to deal with Judge Heydrich. If anything happens there, then either one of you will suffer the consequences with regard to any custody modification in that court. They can appoint, Judge Heydrich can appoint a guardian ad litem to come and inspect both of your homes, to basically do what DFACS does, to check into the home life of the child. They can interview witnesses, neighbors, children, everybody, and make a recommendation to Judge Heydrich on future custody of this child. But there's not been sufficient evidence for reconsideration, no sufficient evidence for modification, no sufficient evidence for a permanent order to be entered in this case. I will do.
Excuse me, that you didn't just play a sound.
No, I would never do that.
Actually, there.
That was him.
Of your homes to basically do what DFACS does to check into.
He was talking. Judge was talking, and we saw the nutty professor.
The home life of the child. They can interview witnesses, neighbors, children, everybody, and make a recommendation to Judge Heydrich on future custody of this child. But there's not been sufficient evidence for reconsideration, no sufficient evidence for modification, no sufficient evidence for a permanent order to be entered in this case. I will do my paperwork hopefully this afternoon. It'll be filed with the clerk's office and you'll receive copies through them. That concludes the case. Both of you are excused.
Okay, so yeah, that's a weird cough. You think somebody else was in the car with him? Maybe the godmother? And they coughed? Oof, that was really weird though. Yeah. Both parents really need to get it together, because that's just bad all the way around. For the kid. The kid is the one suffering.
I think there's a whole lot more to that story and about this popcorn.
Now, see, they used to have a cheddar cheese one that you could pour, like it was like liquid cheese.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And they took that away. Are they trying to do that now with the caramel?
They were saying it's like in a separate thing.
Okay, well then that's different, because the last one I had was just like caramel flavor, and it was not good. It tastes like shit.
Huh. Well, I did not know that existed. Anybody else get popcorn tins and just eat that one and a little bit of the cheese, because there's really no cheese on it, and then the butter just tastes like shit, so you just throw the rest of it away and you just
absolutely. That's the worst gift you can give somebody for Christmas.
I know, especially when it's from last year and you got it on.
It's a third of a good gift.
Yeah. I've had a couple of decent tins. The butter always tastes like crap, but I did have one that actually had some cheese flavor to it. Also, I'm slightly into the toffee range as to my enjoyment. The butter toffee,
of the Crunch and Munch.
The Crunch and Munch, yeah, good next to the caramel. Can't say that word right. What a crazy case today. I think he got it right. I think that's not that it matters what I think.
I absolutely do as well. So
yeah,
take that with a grain of salt.
They both need a lot of counseling. I also kind of wish that Judge Dick there would have asked I guess just to kind of, I hate letting people get away, especially if it's court, getting away with answering such stupid questions, like not answering where the hell the kid is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me nuts. Because I really think you guys are right in the chat that the Godmother's the new side piece.
And I'll tell you guys this: a very good Judge Simpson will be premiering on the main channel, Credence and Mikey, today at 5:15. Creed talks of decapitation, naked knife fights, just smoking crack, and all this done by geriatric people, a man in his 80s and a woman, I believe, that's in her 60s or 70s.
Smoking crack? Really?
Yeah.
Damn, good for them.
At the Dollar Tree.
I'm glad, Toby, you're not racist when it comes to popcorn. That's good to hear.
And he's got to taste like the color, though.
I always forget about it. Poor Fiddle Faddle. I see. That's just what I just don't think about the Fiddle Faddle.
You think nobody brought up Cracker Jacks and you get a free prize? I mean,
Dad likes Cracker Jacks. Yeah.
Sometimes you get that hard one though, about break a tooth.
Oh, yeah, you gotta watch it. And I don't really like. I wish they had nut-free Cracker Jacks. To be honest with you, they have Cracker Jill now. You know, there's a Cracker Jill. I saw him at the Circle K the other day.
No nuts.
Natalie Decker, I think her name is. Racing trucks had Cracker Jill on her truck.
Cracker Jill. It's like Cracker Jacks, just no nuts.
Just no nuts. Wow. What is Cracker Jill, anyways?
See, come on now. Right?
Imagine if they didn't have nuts.
No nuts.
Now I have to look.
No nuts.
I have to look.
Come on, son. Get at your boy. Get at your boy.
Cracker Jill is just her name, I guess. Thought the nuts. Boy, they really missed an opportunity there if that's not what it is. All right. Well, I'll be watching that one. That one sounds good. We'll see you back 405 East, I guess, for we got a Chase Wild Worm Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Gonna be some hot, steamy goodness.
I like hot, steamy goodness. I also like the Front Rat Tail Express. Thank you, guys. Allie B from Tennessee. Oh, golfer Lisa with a big PP. Megaluya. Thank you. She bought us dinner tonight. Regina, our lawyer with the gifts. Thank you, Regina. Appreciate you. Toby. Gary, they call me Rose with some gifts. You guys are making it rain with the gifts. Ellie B even threw out some. Call me Rose again with the gifts. Veronica, Amy P, and Kiernaw. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Don't forget, guys, you should be like this video if you haven't done so already. I know you forget it. Slips your mind. It does it to us all. Make sure you do that. Make sure you're subbed. Yeah, Iron Sheik, what a loss that was, huh? What a loss that was. He could have been great. Popcorn lung. Ooh, yeah.
That's how it comes about, right? Too much popcorn?
Eating too much popcorn, absolutely. You guys, just make sure you keep an eye out for all the premieres happening today, because we would appreciate it. Don't you stay safe? Don't you stay hard?
I'm gonna try it if I see it.
Creed's gonna stay hard if he can.
Yeah, not the popcorn. I was talking about.
Stay tuned, because me and Creed, we got money for dinner.
Yeah, we do.
Money for dinner. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the concern, all the love. We'll see you back soon. Yeah. Can you get the lawyer on the phone so we can get these Cracker Jills running? I think he's got a great idea.
That was amazing.